presenter will present. Then his advisor will present his spirit animal. And 6th and 7th graders will present letters. So I invite you all to welcome Zach Johnson to the stage for his presentation of dishing and swishing.
Bang. Kate told me to start with a bang, so I just did. Hello, my name is Zach Johnson. Today I will be talking about how I have changed throughout my middle school career as a learner, as an individual, and through the community. A metaphor that compares to my growth throughout these years is basketball. I have played basketball my whole life, and it has been with me through all the ups and downs. This is a basketball. It is my prop because it is the ball used to play basketball. As a learner in school, the most important thing that I learned was to rely on other people. If you try to do everything on your own, you will not get as far. If you rely on other people, like your teachers and parents, they can help you through your challenges. For example, when I write, I usually don't like people looking at it. When I wrote my first essay this year about the bravery of Montag in Fahrenheit 451, my sister somehow got me to show her it. After she looked at it, she made a ton of grammar edits and gave me a bunch of ideas about what I could add. This made me realize that all this could do was help. Because I let her look at it, I did much better on the essay than I would have had I not shown her my essay. This showed me that sometimes it is good to rely on other people so that you can help each other. This can also connect to basketball. If one person tries to do everything himself, it is nearly impossible to score. But if that person passes the ball and uses his teammates, their team can score a basket every time they get the ball. A situation like this actually happened in our last game of the season. We were playing Riverton, and we were down by 3 with 1 minute left. We had just made a huge run and had a lot of confidence. It was our ball, and we started passing it around. There were many chances some of us could have taken to try and do it on our own, but we waited for the perfect shot. It was down to 30 seconds, and the ball got passed to me at the 3-point line. The shot was wide open, so I took it, and it was nothing but net. Now the game was tied with 25 seconds left. A few seconds later, Riverton scored, and it was our ball down by 2 with 5 seconds left. Because we didn't have enough time left, our best player tried to do it himself, and he couldn't score, so we lost by 2. The purpose of that story was a little bit so I could brag, but mostly so that I could show how important it is to rely on other people in basketball and in life. Another way I've changed throughout my middle school career is individually. A big way is that I'm much less shy than I used to be. I used to avoid talking to other people and say the smallest amount of words possible. When I was 3, the doctor said that I had selective mutism. When I moved to Jackson at 4 years old, I started to open up a little bit, but I didn't change that much until middle school. Throughout middle school, I have gotten more open to conversation. It is much easier for me to talk in front of people. Most of that I developed during school. I did many things that pushed me out of my comfort zone. The biggest thing that I did was being in the middle school play. I didn't want to do it, but somehow my mom convinced me to, and once I started, I couldn't give up. Every week that we rehearsed, I got more and more nervous. The play came up so fast. I don't know how I got through it, but I did with minimal embarrassment. Even though I'm not doing something like that again, I still had fun, and now I know that if I can sing and dance in front of people, I can definitely talk in front of people. Throughout the year, the biggest way I've changed is as a community member. When I first started middle school, I tried to fit in with everyone else. I had just left Kelly's school, which was very different than other schools, and I transitioned into the public school. When I was in 6th grade, I spent all my time trying to be with the cool kids. I thought that if I played basketball and lacrosse, I should be with the kids doing those sports too. It consumed too much of my time. It seemed like everything I did revolved around that. At the start of 7th grade, I did the same thing as the year before. Every minute was spent being like everyone else. It seemed like that changed in just a moment. I had just grabbed my lunch from the cafeteria, and I was deciding where I should sit. Usually, I sit where everyone else does, but that day, there was no more room left at that table. I saw Ethan and a couple of his friends sitting at a table, and I decided to sit there. When I sat down, a thought came to my head. I wondered why I spent all that time and effort trying to be someone who I wasn't. I wasn't myself, and those people weren't my true friends. When I was at this table, I could be myself, and these people could be real friends. Nothing changed instantly, but that thought got into my head. This relates to basketball, because each player on the team is different. If they were all the same, it wouldn't work. I'll explain a little more about that later. About a year ago today, I still thought I was going to be in public school. Warren Samuels was my lacrosse coach, and he wanted me to come to Journeys. I didn't really give it much thought, but I still came to shadow just in case. Plus, it was a good reason to miss a day of school. I was shadowing on a day when they were doing capstone presentations. I don't remember who was presenting, but I remember it was in this room that in my head, I made my decision that I was coming to Journeys. Something about the presentation made me want to have a year like that too. When I came to Journeys, I started out a little shy, but as the year progressed, I began to have much more fun. Sorry, it's weird. That is when I truly started being myself. Now I am known for my amazing puns. Some people think it's punishment, but most people enjoy them. At Journeys, everyone can be weird in their own way, and that is what makes this community so special. An example of this was during our rite of passage journey. Duncan, Nathan, and I were singing as loud as we could in our tent, and we didn't have to worry about what everyone else thought. Warren just sat in the corner and enjoyed because singing isn't really his thing. Like I said earlier, this idea also connects to basketball. In basketball, there are 5 different positions. There are 2 posts, a point guard, and 2 other guards that do different things. Every position is unique in its own way. For example, when I was, if there were 5 posts playing at the same time, they would all be able to shoot right under the basket and be good rebounders, but they wouldn't have anyone that could dribble the ball well or shoot outside shots. If every player on the team plays differently, then the team will be able to do everything. There is no use in having more than 2 people per position on the court at once. It is the same way in life. If everyone is the same, then much less will be accomplished. Everyone is unique in their own ways. They should do what they are best at, even if it is not what everyone else does, and eventually they will make a difference in other people's lives. The end of middle school is like halftime in a basketball game. It is where you see what you did wrong and what you did right. Then you correct those mistakes and continue what you did right as you move on to the next half. As I continue into high school, I want to keep being myself, going out of my comfort zone, and making amazing puns. Journey School has been an amazing experience for me, and I can't wait to move on to the next stage of my life. This is my coat of arms. The background is blue because it's my favorite color. On the inside, it shows basketball and lacrosse and music because those 3 things are very important to me, and they are what bring me the most joy. On top is family because it is what holds everything together, and down the middle is Denver and Jackson because those are my 2 favorite places to be. I'd like to thank my I'd like to thank my parents and 2 older sisters for being great role models and always being there for me. I'd also like to thank my teachers for making this such an amazing year. Last, thanks to everyone who just sat through my amazing presentation. Any questions? Questions? Henry?
What happened to all the puns? I expected some more. You're like,
Well, I know. I just, I told you there were more because I wanted you guys to come to mind. And I just didn't have, I don't know, I just didn't feel, I wasn't feeling the punniness when I wrote this. Well,
What is it about this place that made you feel comfortable enough with yourself to just be weird, or to feel that it was okay to be weird?
it was mostly just because I saw everyone else and I saw how they could be weird too, and I thought, why not? Because, yeah. Kate?
Zach, one thing that I've always appreciated about you is that you have this positive energy and optimism that just comes out of you. You exude this positivity, and it's something that has really inspired me. How do you foster that? Like, what's your secret to being so optimistic?
Well, I just kind of try to see everything like on the bright side, and even if stuff's not going great, there's always something good, and you just have to see that. Anyone else? Caitlin?
How do you plan on improving your basketball game over the summer?
I plan on running every day and shooting hoops every day. That's my plan.
Can I ask you a follow-up question?
Yeah.
This is more metaphorical. I want you to go with me on this one.
Uh-huh.
So you're talking about the different positions in basketball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, metaphorically, you've changed positions over your middle school years, or do you feel like you've developed one of your positions?
I feel like I've kind of, well, I mean, I'm kind of the same position, but like throughout, I've just learned to improve it and change it.
Who are you?
Probably shooting guard,
Why?
because that's my position in real life and in basketball.
Uh-huh.
And it's just, you're not like the star, well, you could be the star, but you're not like the point guard, and you just have to, trust everyone else that they're gonna get the ball to you, and also, yeah, just trust people. Warren,
What was your best pun this year?
I knew someone was gonna ask that. I think my best, well, actually, I think other people need to determine what my best pun was, because
I just tried to erase them from my memory.
some puns I think were awesome, but other people didn't, so, and some I just didn't like and other people loved, so I think you can decide that one for yourself.
You could share the pun that you gave during your presentation in DC about the Lincoln Memorial. That one is burned in my brain.
What was the time? What was the time?
Do you remember?
No.
We were standing in front of the Lincoln Memorial, and this was one of my highlights from this journey. And Zach and your partner, I think it was Reagan, gave the presentation about the Lincoln Memorial. And he said something along the lines of, as you can see, the Lincoln Memorial has been standing here since blah, blah, blah. And then what was your line?
Well, actually, it's been sitting.
So you're sitting down.
Because Lincoln's sitting.
Yep.
What are you looking most forward to in high school, and what you dread the most in high school?
I'm looking forward to just getting more freedom and just being able to continue being myself, and I'm dreading more homework. Yeah. Sweet.
Good job.
At like to welcome Zach's advisor, Caitlin, to present your spirit animal on behalf of your middle school teachers.
I want you to know that I made this card for you.
Awesome.
Okay, so
Cute.
I wish I drew that, but I didn't. Zach. Don't be fooled by the adorable exterior of this mountain dweller. This pika is full of life inside its little body. Forever kind, unassuming, gentle, energetic, quick-witted, playful. These are all the things that I have come to know you as. I feel lucky that you joined this little community when you did. With you, you brought an energy, a lightness, and an empathy that was recognized and appreciated by your peers and your teachers alike. I will not, for better or for worse, forget your puns. I feel a sadness to know that you'll be leaving us after this year, and wish selfishly that you would stay. And I would enjoy seeing you grow and mature. But I will anyway. Thank you for your smiles and your kindness and your intellectual curiosity. Love, Caitlin, and your teachers.
Thanks, Caitlin. And we have some 6th and 7th graders for you. Well, they're not for you, they have a gift for you.
You can't imagine.
Hi, it's Mark. Puns aren't good sometimes. And good luck in high school. Thanks.
Congratulations, Zach.
Yay.
Well done on your presentation. We will